Hello everybody, and welcome back to the third and final installment of First Person Arts Story Slams here at Lincoln 200. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Yeah, come on over. We're going to tell some stories. It's going to be fun. First Person Arts is an organization that exists to tell people stories. We believe that everybody has a story that's worth telling, and that by sharing these stories, we learn a little bit more about each other and about the world around us. Today we're sharing stories that echo Abraham Lincoln's life and legacy, and both large and all of the issues, both large and small, that he struggled with. And we're telling stories about his early life and about his education. And now we've reached the final set of stories that we're calling Emancipation. And emancipation means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And each of our storytellers in this set has a completely different take on the topic. But for a little bit of levity, why don't you put your hands together and welcome our first storyteller to the stage, Ryan T. Barlow.
Woo. How's everybody doing today? I'm told there's more people on the periphery. Anybody hear me over there? No? Okay. So back in the summer of 2002, I had just graduated high school, and I got an email from a friend who said that James Brown, the godfather himself, was playing a free concert on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway for Unity Day. Now, at the time, James Brown was 69, and I said to myself, how much longer does this man have on Earth? I've never seen him before. I'm going to tell all of my friends, you gotta come out. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I sent an email to everyone I know, who wants to see James Brown for free on the Parkway? And I figure, yes, everyone would say yes. Ben, my friend Ben said yes, and no one else. Ben's a good friend of mine, and he understands the importance of seeing James Brown. And so we go down to the Parkway, and we're like, yeah, it's going to be great. Everyone's going to be so jealous because this is going to be an awesome concert, and, their loss. So we get down there, and, the way that, so you got to park far away because everybody's there, so we park far away, and we walk down, and, as we're walking, I had been thinking that, it might be, the racial diversity of the issue might be geared more towards African Americans than Caucasian people, and I was prepared for that, but I was not prepared to see half the black population of Philadelphia taking up the entire Parkway. I mean, it was from the Art Museum where the stage was down to City Hall. So, we're like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, I mean, we're a little out of our element, but we're like, hey, we're here to see James Brown, it's cool. So we walked through the crowd, and we made sure to find the other white people in the audience, just so we could all sort of be together in case everyone, James Brown is, the man. And he was one of the crucial parts of the 60s and, black empowerment and all that. So if people thought this was kind of a sacred thing and they didn't want all these, people like me kind of ruining, the vibe, we would just all be together so they could just ask us to leave as a group as opposed to, rounding us up. Because when you have to round people up, you feel terrible. Like, we're rounding you up to kick you out. So, we tried to, do a favor because we understood this is an important thing. We're not going to sort of encroach on everybody's fun. But, so we're hanging out, and everybody's just kind of like, oh, no, these guys are cool. So we're like, yeah, we're cool. We're here to see James Brown. This isn't like we're just seeing whoever the popular act of the day was. Jay-Z, I don't know, whoever that was. It's like we were real. We knew what was going on. So we're hanging out. It is really hot out, and everyone's kind of like, So the opening act comes out, which is a comedian. She was a comedian, and her whole shtick was pointing out the differences between black people and white people. So I was kind of like, this is really not helping the vibe I'm trying to create here of, unity. We're getting together, and it's not a big deal. Race is not a factor, and here you are sort of bringing it to the forefront, and your jokes are really awful. So, not working out. She bombed, and, So finally, the big moment arrives, and James Brown Band gets on stage. And so if you can imagine where I am and where James Brown is, so if you can, the Mint is back there at 6th and Arch Street. He's like on the other side of that, you know, where that's where the stage is. So we're sitting there, and there's, you know, this tiny guy is, you know, sort of like listing all of James Brown's songs, and we're like, is that James Brown, or is that just his front? Maybe that's James Brown, because he's out there. He's up in front of everybody. Maybe that's him. No, that can't be. He's really lost a step. Is that it? You know, obviously everybody else in the crowd knew that it was just the front man. It was not Bobby Bird, by the way. I'm pretty hip. It was a newer guy that I was not familiar with. I would have known if it was Bobby Bird. Anyway, so finally, you know, they did their opening warm-up, and James Brown, this time, he's like a thumbnail, comes out and, you know, walks up to the mic. I specifically requested this microphone. I'll do this in slow motion. So he kicks, this is a signature move, he kicks the microphone, catches it right as it's about to hit the floor, and goes, wow! And when you're this big, in my vision, if you're this big and you can elicit a reaction the way I felt at that moment, you've got it. I mean, it was like seeing the sun for the first time. I was like, oh, that was. Whew. So, you know, he starts getting into it, and everybody starts dancing, and then me and Ben start dancing, and everybody's dancing. Everyone's like, yeah, look, everybody start dancing. So we're dancing around, you know, place doing it to death, and we were all, you know, he's gonna take us higher. He took us higher, and we were right there with him, and we went higher. So finally, he does intros for all of his songs. He did intros, rest in peace, for all of his songs, and so he gets to the one, and this song I knew he was going to play, and, you know, I was a little apprehensive about him playing this song. Anxious, you might say, because so he says, you know, I wrote this song back in 1963, but really, all of you wrote it. And everyone goes, yeah! So, you know, the bass comes in, doo-doo, 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 and the whole, I mean, everybody, the whole Parkway, say it loud, I'm black and the whole Parkway was black and proud. I mean, everybody, it was, you know, a roar, a thunderous roar. And so, you know, Ben and I are very politely sort of, yes, we are complicit in your pride. We're not black, but we're proud of you. We're proud for you. We want you to feel the pride that you are due. Your respect. We honor that pride. If you're not familiar with the song, it's "Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud," and there's no extra part for white people to sort of give their support. You know, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And for the supportive white people, please, you know, acknowledge that you acknowledge this pride and that you're, you know, with us. So that's not in there, and probably a good idea, because it would have really hurt the song. Just, you know, the flow of things. So anyway, we're sitting there and we're dancing with everybody, you know, when they're coming, you know, he's singing the verses, we're dancing around, and then it gets around to it, and me and Ben are like, say it loud, and then we, you know, sort of stand at attention, like, let's just be cool, we'll let this whole thing go down, and then, you know, it comes back in, we dance and dance, and we can stop. So it's like right towards the end of the song, and it's coming around again, and he goes, say it loud, and this guy behind us, at the top of his lungs goes, sing it, white folk! So me and Ben are like, we're black and we're proud! And the whole audience goes, yeah! And so that was sort of just a real moment of unity for me. You know, I really finally felt that I was accepted among, you know, my brother in the music, you know? It's not a matter of race, really. It's a matter of togetherness. So I hope Lincoln appreciated that story, and I hope all of you did too, and have a good one.